Oh, you know we're gonna walk right by your big, huge clue and
Yeah.
investigate something completely unplanned whatsoever.
This clue, it will be impossible to miss.
Yeah. I like to imagine most parties will do one of two things. They will either walk past your clue, either intentionally or not,
Yeah.
or much like much like a pie in a windowsill, the scent of the clue will float into their nostrils and they'll start descending over towards it. I feel like that might be us. I feel like
It
we might be the second group.
it always goes like that. You never really know.
Yeah, just floating alongside the scent, like in those old,
Old
older
card.
like 1950s cartoons.
Yep, exactly. All right. So, the team made it out of the swamp. You're on the Kazi Road. It's late afternoon. It's I don't know if I've updated the calendar in a while. It's December. Think December London, England, not December North America. So it's kind of misty. It's cool. The swamp lays out to the north, probably about 2 miles to the sea, and to the south, for a great distance till it comes to the Great Dykes, which block off a lot of the watershed and lead into Lankhmar's grain fields, which is the basically the breadbasket of Nawan. Kazi Road is elevated, not on stilts or anything like that. It's just built up. It's almost like a wall in the middle of the swamp that enables easy passage from the city of Lankhmar all the way to the sinking lands, which is some 3-4 days on foot, a couple days on horse to the east. It crosses the eastern sea, and you can see, even from several miles out, Lankhmar to the west. The smoke, the haze, even through the mist, you can smell it. You can smell it more than see it, really, actually. And there's not a lot of traffic on this road. This is not the big thoroughfare that it's not well traffic, well traveled. There's a lot of most of the traffic in this part of Nawan is ship going, either down the River Lal or across the inner sea. So you're making your way along, and Lake Hamar is within sight. It's about a quarter of a mile away.
We were returning from the temple, right?
Returning from the temple,
Yeah, we haven't been back to Lankmar since that. Okay.
you actually you have you went to the temple twice, and went and returned to Lankhmar in between.
Hmm. And to remind us from last time, you said we were able to identify that the skeleton key would not be recharged for how long was it?
You figured about a year.
Hmm. So yeah, the question is, do we trade this in for 200 rilks, or do we keep it? Because a year, it's not that long, realistically.
200 seems cheap for a key that can open anything.
It
Hmm.
does.
For 200 each or 200?
200
I think it was,
total.
I think it was 200 total.
200 gold rooks equals 2,000 gold pieces in D&D money.
I don't, I'm just saying, I don't think we found the key.
I thought gold ropes were the platinum of this set.
Exactly. 200 times 10.
What
Ah,
key?
6,000.
What gate key? Oh, you mean this gate key?
I'm just saying. I don't think I doesn't seem like a good turn in.
If we plan on selling it, we could probably find a better buyer.
Or we just pocket it, and a year from now, put it to, I'm sure something will come up we need to pursue
I like that plan of action.
or inaction. Just saying.
So we were headed back to town. To what was our what we were gonna do? Go back to the temple in town, or
Well, I wouldn't mind taking out the little outpost that they have there, personally.
Hmm. I think that might also be a good idea because if they find out what we did, they might seek retribution in the future. Might be a good
Or,
idea to nip the problem in the bud.
or somebody else may step up and head out to the caves, whatever. But I kind of think we should discourage this practice of sacrificing citizens to some creatures.
I mean, that's what I had the head for, but I had to give it up.
Oh, lucky rabbit's foot, lucky cultist head, whatever.
It was a gift. It's a gift for the next. It's a gift for the next Veltarga who steps up.
Anything you have to take a hacksaw to is not a gift. Anyway, I'm not gonna sleep around you anymore. All right, so head back. Maybe give a visit to the temple, or do something in the middle of the night that discourages them from ever practicing again.
So the
I'd
sun is
agree.
about ready to set as you guys are nearing the Marsh Gate. You recognize several of the guards. The main guy, the guy that's always looking for the extra bribes, he's not there at the moment, and the guards spot you guys and give a nod. Back to town, are you?
You don't have the head on your belt anymore, right?
No, that was given to. I
Ningobble.
I just read his name and it slipped my mind. Ningobble, I believe
Okay.
it was.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So we should be able to get in without too much harassment.
Yeah, no bloody heads on my belts.
Just a butcher smear.
Avis, no, not at all. Nobody's out of place in Lankhmar. It's the most metropolis. It's the most metropolitan city on the planet. So it's a giant.
We know of.
Yeah, it's a giant melting pot.
Yeah, let's
let's
go
smile
in.
at the guard and wave and act like we were familiar because we were,
Yeah,
and just assume that we're going right in. And if
yeah.
that's a diplomacy check or if that's just a smile check, it's up to you.
Not even bronze eagle. You guys know the drill. One bronze eagle.
Yeah.
Feature period.
There's how many silvers to a bronze? 10?
10. Yeah.
All right, so I gotta break one. Okay.
Yeah, they've got a little strong box. They'll give you some change.
All right. Ting.
Have a good day.
You too. Been all quiet at the gate?
Yes. It was few distractions yesterday.
What happened yesterday?
Oh, there was some business. A woman with her. Was that several days ago? I don't know. Every day seems the same. A woman and her pet denied at the gate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like a skunk of some sort. Some
So it
kind of
happened to be a half-orc woman with a weasel. I mean, badger.
yeah. I
Oh,
think
oh.
I think she was with you a couple times.
Yeah,
We eventually let her through, but yeah.
gotcha. Keep up the good work. Avoid the weasel.
We didn't let the weasel in this time. She wouldn't.
Ah.
She wouldn't pay the Charon.
The weasel tax.
Yes, the weasel tax, as Charon likes to call it. Yes. No cart this time. I see. You had a cart this morning. Just left it out in the swamp, did you? No boat.
We conducted business. Just gave it to the people we sold the goods to. We're good.
I see. Excellent. Everything go well? He gives you a bit of a
As
nod.
well as can be expected, yes.
Very good.
It went swimmingly.
Excellent. Well, enjoy your visit to Lankhmar.
We shall.
Welcome home. All right. How late do we want to wait to visit the temple?
So the sun is conveniently just about ready to go down right about now.
When you say temple, is that the temple we just came from, or are you talking about a
No.
different temple in town?
A temple in town dedicated to the same gods.
It's literally a strip mall storefront.
Yeah, temple's a bit of a strong word for it, but
Yeah. So this here
Outreach program.
is, once it finally loads, is the main map of Lankhmar. I don't know if you guys can see the green pins on your maps or not.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, excellent. Just as a reminder, you guys are here at the Marsh Gate.
yes, is Zed's apartment still a wreck?
I believe so.
Well, the landlord was going to take care of things.
That's right. You give him some cash to take care of things.
Yeah.
We did clean up the blood. I remember that.
Yes. So that is the Marsh Gate and the temple or Church of Tsathoggua is the other little circle right on these Street of the Gods.
How many men were in the actual temple, quote unquote?
When you guys were there the first time, there was probably there was a pretty good horde of called supplicants waiting for their sacrament, we'll call that, which is basically addicts waiting for their drugs. There was probably
Did anyone?
there was an hour-long lineup that you guys waited in. So there was that.
Were they just addicts, or were they full-blown members? As in, they would die for this church.
Oh, I don't know what kind of conversations you had in line about that. They didn't really seem, when you were in line waiting.
Yeah, just basically going by gut instinct, looking at them alone with minimal information.
You're guessing they're mostly there for the drugs.
All right.
But a lot of them really have only just a vague notion of what Tsathoggua is or was or will be. It's some of them were talking about their strange dreams. But given the nature of the drug that they're probably addicted to, it's probably not that surprising that they're having odd dreams, considering when you watch Lord Denal get dosed with this drug, the panic nightmare state that he was in, that Arthur and Zed had to talk him through. You can't imagine prolonged imbibing of a substance like this would lead to any beneficial mental states. But that being said, business was brisk.
Inside, there was only a few, air quotes, acolytes, priests.
Yeah, you remember 3.
Yeah. By their, did they have any hallmarks of casters, such as like arcane foci or material
Yeah,
or
now,
anything the like?
now that you've had several interactions with them, you would guess they have probably the same sort of capabilities as Simone. Yeah, they had the. You remember the same sort of holy symbol? It seems to be a standard.
We still have ours, right?
Yep, you still have yours, and you have all the temple amulets as well.
Yeah, I believe we have multiple in our parcel.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Yeah, we have 2 of them.
You should have 2 silver holy symbols and 6 temple amulets. Something like that.
We have some stone ones looking here. Not.
Could go in acting like we were appointed by Varsugas.
Yeah, stone pendants. We have some stone pendants.
There's 2 on there, but there was 6 in the temple. This is more than enough for everybody. And even though it seemed like several days in Ningobble's cave, you guys are rested as if you'd spent maybe even a couple overnights. So you have a full complement. I don't know if I've given you a full rest.
I believe, yeah, we got multiple rests.
I'll do that anyway, just in case you want to reset your spells or whatever.
For the sake of preparations, I assume.
Yeah.
I think we have a caster.
We do have a prepared caster now. You're
You're
sussing out what she is. Yes, and Luna, who's a wizard.
Yeah. Yeah. Aside from the wizard, we have a war priest.
A war wizard and a war priest. Is he going to do it today? Do we know? Nasdaq?
I'm not sure. I haven't heard from him.
I'm looking at the parcel coins. You may not have had to split that silver. There's plenty of bronze.
That's fine. So I think we should go disrupt the church. If there's no line outside.
Actually, there isn't a line outside. There is, it looks like there's maybe 10 or 12 guys. They look like they're just kind of milling about. They've got all the hallmarks of like an addict. They don't seem like they're particularly like they have any other place to go.
I think Laura has been trying to ask something, but her volume is low. Laura,
Yes.
did you have something?
How quickly after getting to town do you really want to go to this temple?
I personally would like to go there sooner than later. I don't want word to get back about what happened somehow. But I also was thinking that guy that I met, the dreamer or whatever he was. Did I think he was an addict, or was he just sort of in his own little world?
He's definitely in his own little world. You didn't get the vibe that he was taken with this drug at all. He was trying to talk people out of the line to come with him to his.
And what was his name?
He didn't give a name, I don't believe. He was spouting off about a man or an entity or an idea that went by the name of Azathoth.
All right. This is what I'm thinking. We should shut down this temple and refer these addicts to follow that guy Vazathoth. If they're going to get loopy, let them get loopy in a natural way.
Or we could turn them to somebody else.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's who I would turn him to, because there's no drugs involved, and yet it's still a dreamer type of thing, so it ties together.
You assume they dream willingly.
I'm thinking to look for anything once their drug thing wears off. But I'm open for suggestions.
So
I don't know what other temples are in the city, having never been here, but I'm sure there's something better than that.
so the Street of the
Just wander the
Gods.
streets, you'll find.
Yeah, the Street of the Gods. It runs from the Marsh Gate all the way to the River Hlal, and it is dedicated entirely to innumerable religions. And the closer to the River Hlal, the more opulent the temples are. The closest to the Marsh Gate you get, ramshackle, rundown, tents, street preachers, basically like basically a people standing on boxes preaching, looking for donations, looking for people who are looking to follow their ideas or their religions. Everything from animal cults to cults of ideas to just random names made up. There's hucksters, there's charlatans, there's now that the sun's gone down, it's a lot of open torches, a lot of lamps with like gauzy material to cast odd shadows in some spots. Some near the Marsh Gate are fortunate enough to have a storefront or a bit of building to call their own. Most of the people are just set up in the street, and you get bombarded as soon as you come in. You're immediately everybody's brother and sister.
I picture the life of Brian, the street.
That's probably not far off that. But you throw a fantasy element in there, and you probably have a pretty good idea of what that looks like.
Mm-hmm. Is immediate reaction the same as
An immediate yeah, I mean it's
any immediate action is the same as a reaction?
Yeah.
Or no?
It is. That's essentially what it is.
Making sure I understand this.
Yeah. So say you were falling down a pit, you could use an immediate reaction or an immediate action to cast Featherfall. And
yeah, I believe immediate action is just the name for a reaction, much like swift action is bonus action for V players.
Yeah.
She's more of looking for her temple.
Also, I believe if you take a swift action, you can't take an immediate action, and vice versa, or something along the lines of that. I don't remember. There might be some 3.0 stuff that I'm misremembering.
You can't take multiple swift actions, so
I know that
might be the case.
You can't take multiple swifts. I just remember something about swift and immediate being mutually exclusive or something akin to that.
Yeah, it's probably the case. If you take an immediate action, you've basically used up your swift action.
It would make sense, I guess.
So,
a different action.
All this brings up a good point. Then, is her practice anywhere on this avenue? That would be an alternate. I was just thinking the dreamer to get her distracted, but I didn't think about somebody being a priest.
That's a good question. Would you think your character Avis be from like a small rural setting or a large metropolitan setting, or
based on her deity, it's probably intermediate.
Okay.
She pilgrims between provinces as needed.
Okay. So I would imagine then there probably is a temple to that god somewhere on this street. You probably just have to find it.
Mm-hmm. I just don't want to turn them off from what they're doing and have nowhere to send them.
Well, that's what I was thinking of grabbing the dreamer guy. But what's your guy's name?
Yita.
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 And what does Yita stand for?
She is the mother of all.
So, with Sami being kind of from the area, or at least familiar, would that be something she would have seen walking up and down the streets?
So Sami spend a lot of time on the Street of the Gods, or is it mostly?
Let me see where it is in relation to the fat chance.
Yeah, it's let's see, it's about. It's
But maybe
about
not herself, but certainly the rumors of what she hears in the fat chance in too.
okay. You give me a knowledge local.
So that was what I'm hoping I could do. So at least we could see if the die thinks she knows anything.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Not heard of Yida specifically. You know that I think you Avis has introduced her as the Earth Mother, right? Or
Yep.
okay, so you know that there is there's the Earth God of Nawan, which is Nawan itself, the Earth that you're on, and he's not a gentle, kind God. He's vengeful. Let's have volcanoes and fiery death unless I get my sacrifices kind of God. So you were kind of this was a new concept to you. Not a disturbing concept, a welcome
Yeah.
concept actually.
From looking at the map, the Street of the Gods is huge.
It's massive.
Yeah, it's just and the fat chance is off the block. So likely, if there's any familiarity, it would have been on the side of town where the last chance is, and not the whole street.
Yeah, now, down near the Marsh Gate is where a lot of the new cults and the crazies are, which is oddly enough where the Church of Tsathoggua has hung its shingle at the moment. Yita sounds like probably a more settled entity, and probably has a permanent front somewhere.
Well, and we have a priest here to help sway the population instead of just say, "Hey, go over there." So I think it'd be easier to make that persuasion case to anyone that needs direction in their life.
The question becomes, do we try and involve Ita's priest and tell them that there's a soon-to-be vacated door front, or do we just vacate it and go say, hey, there's some people needing help?
Speaking of vacating it, how do we actually want to go about this? And more particularly, how do you want to do this without drawing ire from prying eyes?
I was thinking of doing it at night, and I don't think I have to tell you about technique if you wore a head at your belt.
Well,
Oh, I know. I have an idea of what we might do in the moment, but what about cleanup?
We have these medallions. We could at least get in using the medallions, pretending that we're part of this, and go inside, get rid of the innocents, have a meeting, a message from, I forget how to pronounce the cleric's name, and then sort of get the committers versus the drug users separated and only deal with the occultists. And I don't know, brainstorming here.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to have to violently remove them from their religion.
And the bodies?
There's always people that can handle things. Who's the guy who cleaned up things for us so that he could, make a little money off of it? What was his name? The trader?
Oh, Ledbetter. That was for
No,
no.
You
no,
wanted the body because it was a doppelganger.
Yes.
it
Not
was
the person.
Olaf or something like I forget. Where was it? It was. We sold a horse to him.
Oh, that was Uslip.
Yeah.
He was more of like an caravan outfitter.
Didn't he take care of something for
He
us
didn't.
one
He
time?
didn't remove any bodies. He
Oh.
took some
There was an alchemist we gave the doppelganger's body to.
Yeah, it was the brown iron cuirasses, which is basically the armor of the Lankhmar watch. He took those off your hands because he had some people going out of town.
Okay. So, I don't have an answer for getting rid of the bodies, but this is Lankhmar. There's got to be a method of doing that.
Well, you do know somebody who is a professional.
Okay, who's that?
Rakkernash the Slayer.
Okay, so
Oh, right.
Rakkernash, our small thief, will have the area clean for us.
The Slayers Brotherhood probably could for sure, and he is a ranking member. He
We
works.
do have a friendly rapport with them.
Yeah, he does all the work for Lord Danal, all his going betweens.
Is this something we should contact him ahead of time?
Where's he located?
He didn't really get an address. You know that he's always been findable through Danal. Usually, every time you were looking for Danal, he was there.
Where do we usually look for Danelle? Oh, there. I see it at the bottom there. Danelle's mansion.
Yeah, his mansion and then his supper club.
Yeah, I was about to say his restaurant. We all met there one time.
The gallery, yep.
So why don't we go have dinner? Ask to see Danelle later in the night. Serve eviction notice, permanent eviction. Let the other temple know. I'm running out of sequences here. And then, it should be cleaned in a couple of days. We'll just put a closed for special holiday sign until things are taken care of. And then it opens up a new shingle of the Mother Goddess.
If that's the way things work, then that's the way things work.
I'm offering up. I mean,
it's a solid plan.
She always welcomes those who are lost into her warm embrace.
well, obviously the warm embrace will have to have like breakfast and things like that to detoxify people. Bacon is good.
Yeah, you could
So
maybe like a mission sort of deal.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking is the Mother God has. I mean, if you just open up a shingle and say, "Hey, magic underwear," then nobody's going to join you. But if you say, "Look, get rid of these dreams, and here's something else to supplicate yourself," then you might be able to benefit.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a feeling that Arthur might be in for the magic underwear, though.
I'm
Us
certain
too.
you can tell it.
He'd definitely give it a try first. All right, where to first?
Dinner.
Dinner.
Let's clean up. We can swing by, clean up, freshen up, go have dinner, look for Denali,
All right.
or whatever.
You
Denali.
can-
Yeah, I agree. Contacting the Slayers to inform about this is definitely best. We want to have this little downtime between the body stinking up the place and them being clean. We want to minimize that downtime.
Yeah, and if you pay up front, you get a discount.
Alrighty, so you guys get all cleaned up.
So, like an idea of how much this might cost. Obviously, we haven't done negotiations; it could fluctuate. But for this kind of work, do we have a ballpark in our heads as to what this task might cost?
I think this is beyond maybe what you guys would have experienced. I don't think anybody's had any real hire the guild business so far. But a lot of so far, I think a lot of it's been avoidance of the guilds.
I guess we'll learn.
Clean up. You can clean up my place
Okay.
and go down there, get some dinner, and let it be known we're looking for our friend.
Okay. So you had Lankhmar at night comes alive, especially in the Tenderloin district. There is all walks of life, all manner of vice is, all manner of entertainment as well as vice is on display, especially on Carter Street. Once the through traffic for the business part of the day wanes, it becomes choked with other kinds of traffic. Everything from street performers, prostitutes, to drug dealers, and you even see a couple knife-wielding bravos duke it out along the way. You get all the way down to Cash Street. Cash Street's a little more civilized once you get outside of the Tenderloin. And actually, you guys do walk past on Carter Street the Keyhole, which is Jan Pickett's place. It's after dark. There's a light on in the window, but the little closed ducat is up on the front door. You see a light up in the... It looks like it's up on the second story.
Who is that?
That is the gentleman who contracted you to find the key.
Oh, pass on by.
Pass on by? All right. Down to Cash Street. Cash Street, there's a lot of businesses closed, a lot of lights on, a lot of people walking back and forth, a lot of nicer establishments. It's not quite as rough and tumble. The people that are coming and going, they might have a couple armed men with them. You guys make your way along Cash Street. You get to the more opulent section of town, where Denal frequents. You get past the Golden Lamprey and the Silver Smerduke and the street where Duke Denal's house, where his mansion is. That's Gold Street and Silver Street, respectively. I'm assuming you're going to go to the gallery first, or you may want to go to his house. I'm not sure.
This is a time of night that he would be eating and celebrating in his restaurant.
Yeah, eating and entertaining and probably having some sort of meetings or whatever.
So we should
Then let's
start
go there.
All right, to the gallery. The gallery is, just as a little reminder, on Cash Street, between Nunn and Silver on the south side. It's the second and third floor of a fifth 5-story building. You know that he also has access to the basement as well, and there's he probably owns the storefront, which you're not really can't really. I don't know if you made note of what it was beforehand, but it may have even changed since you were here. It was only like a week ago, but things sort out fast in Lankhmar. And then it's it's up the steps in the side of the building, and there's a little landing way, and then there's the door of the entryway. This is where you always would see Rakkernash hanging out while Lord Denal was doing business. So you go up the stairs, and in his spot, smoking his pipe, Rakkernash. He's got his foot up. He says, "Oh, how you doing? Didn't expect to see you all."
Hey, doing well.
Yes. It's been some time, has it not been?
Well, it's not that long, really. Maybe a week or two. Lord Denal's got his house is back in order, and everything is shipshape. So he doesn't spend as much time here, but he's here for the night. He's got a meeting. It'll probably be about a half an hour. I don't want to make you guys wait or anything. Did he call on you?
No, we're wanting to seek very similar assistance from what he helped us before.
Oh, okay. He didn't say that he was expecting you. So yeah, you want to hang out? You want me to get you a drink or anything?
Yeah, and some heavy hors d'oeuvres. It's been a long day.
All right. Yeah, just wait here. You guys don't mind waiting outside?
Outside?
Yeah, like just he's involved.
Oh, Okay.
All right. So he comes back out.
That's what they're calling it nowadays. Involved.
He comes back out in a couple minutes, and he's got like a bread and cheese plate kind of deal. Couple bottles of wine, half a dozen tankards. Says, sorry, it's about the best I could do right now. The cook's pretty busy. So what brings you by? Anything that you can share with the help? And just as a description, I'll show you a picture of Rakkernash. It's been a while. He is a you detect, but not on the food or anything, in his scabbard. Let's see here. I thought I had a picture of him on his sheet.
Well, we probably want to ask him for the help, and that way we don't have Lord Denau involved.
Oh, here it is.
Oh.
With knowledge of what's going on.
Yeah,
This-
he's the one. He's the guy who takes care of things, right?
Yeah, he's
Oh.
he's the fixer.
Oh, well, in that
Yeah,
case,
which is why.
yeah.
What brings you here? Arthur just spawned with a couple things, really. One, it's been quite a while since we've had a decent meal. We've been exploring quite a bit. And second, we've been hoping we could employ some assistance from you and your guild specifically, Rakkernash.
I see. Any stories as to your previous engagements? Anything that would interest the help? He gives you a wink.
Are you familiar with the little church, as they call it, of Tsathoggua?
No, I've not heard that name. It's Temple on the Rise, is it?
Well, they've been abducting people from the city without guild involvement, and let's say involving themselves in other people's business,
I see.
unlicensed.
There's some talk of some drug-related cults springing up.
Yeah,
They are one of such cults. We have, let's say, drawn their ire lately, mainly in the efforts of disrupting what they're doing, and we feel that with their eyes, they don't quite know what we have done quite yet, but word will soon travel to their ears. We were hoping to make certain that they cannot hear anything, and we were hoping that you and your guild could help with the cleanup.
He says, why don't we take this downstairs? Don't want any...
I just walked through a door.
Just walk through a door.
It's been a very long day.
I see. Yes, you're new. I'm Rakkernash.
Avis Evan Peak.
It's good to meet you, Avis. Where's the other one? The tightly wound one with the bow.
Parted ways. Yeah, we've parted ways.
I see. Yeah, let's take this downstairs. So he gathers up the stuff and takes you downstairs. There's a little he's got like an external entrance that he's got a key for, and it's down to a basement. And the basement is the where the ice chest where he kept the slot. But there's like it's almost like a basement office. And there's a couple couches, nothing fancy. So just a wooden desk, a couple tables or a couple chairs up against the wooden desk, and kind of like a padded chair behind the desk. So he puts all the stuff in his arms on the desk and says, "Help yourselves." And he lights up another cigar, And he sits behind the desk and says, all right, well, out with it, I guess, if you need the guild's help. I'm interested in your story.
Well, we've chosen to put to an end a cult that was spreading drugs throughout the city and kidnapping people and trying to pull forth creatures from beyond, a few of which we fought and destroyed.
Like this thing here, and he points to the ice box with the slot in it. Something like that?
Something like that. Several other, yes, a number like that.
He says, I was wondering when you were going to come back for that. But it doesn't matter. I can dispose of it in the river if you want me to. I don't know if you need it or don't need it anymore. Anyway, okay. So you want us to do the work for you, or do you want to do it yourselves?
You do not need to involve yourselves in the actual... We only needed your assistance with cleaning up the aftermath. We did not want to endanger you at all.
We don't want to.
We simply wanted professionals who could keep things under wraps.
And we don't want to offend the guild in any way. But we want to close this loop on the illicit drugs and the kidnapping and all the other nefarious things that are going on of otherworldly magic.
Okay. Well, he says, well,
yes, their leader was a very, I must say, scarily powerful caster.
A wizard.
But he is not a wizard necessarily. He was not using arcane, but he is not alive anymore to bother us.
I see. Do you need that cleaned up too, or no?
Oh no, his body will not be.
Well,
It is the other bodies we want to make sure are no longer found as well.
Did we have a method? This is out of character. Did we have a method of cleansing the temple and getting rid of it permanently?
Well, Ningabo intimated that Shielbo was going to take
that's
it.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. I got it. Okay.
The lady with the walking house.
Yes.
All right. So that's taken care of. The outside the city influence is taken care of. We plan on closing this thread inside the city.
I see.
And we just need help with cleanup. We're good at the work. We're just bad at the cleanup.
Hence why we need professionals like you.
Does it need to be cleaned up? Just speaking out of school, I don't want to cost the guild a contract or take money out of professionals' pockets, but
we would rather not leave evidence that we want to remain in good graces with the city at large. And if they knew that we had dismantled this church, we might be seen in negative lights. We want to make sure that no evidence
okay. Well,
and
they had
willing
just
to pay for that, of course.
Like they had just packed up and moved on.
However you deem best fit, yes.
I see. How close to
Moved on into the afterlife.
Yeah. Well, like I say, I don't want to speak out of school, but perhaps sometimes the schisms between the various sects on the Street of God sometimes get out of hand, and there's sometimes bloody disputes that end in a room full of dead people.
Are you saying that two religions may not get along and might fight with each
It's
other?
hard to believe, isn't it?
I find that very difficult. No, I'm kidding.
The and this room is just basically just a 15 by 15 cinder block wall basement room. Everything's pretty bare bones. There doesn't seem to be like any indication that it's so and so's special office or anything like that. It looks like it just might be just a workspace that he might have access to. That maybe Denal uses for other things here and there. And he says, yeah, it's, and to be truthful, I'm assuming, since I haven't heard of this place, although I don't spend much time on the Street of the Gods, I don't imagine it will have gained too much notoriety. So it's probably closer to
Not
the
amongst-
Marsh Gate than the River Halal.
Right beside the Marsh Gate, but there are numerous people who will notice its disappearance, mostly drug users.
I see.
We want to make sure that especially those type of people, as unhinged they can be, do not find out that we were involved in this change of operation.
Okay, so how do you want it done?
To be honest, we are not exactly the most accustomed to this type of thing, hence why we are contracting you. How do you believe this should be done?
You're open to professional input. Excellent. All right. Well, let's see here. He kind of clears a little thing on the desk, and he maybe reaches into the desk and he gets a scrap of parchment and like a stick of charcoal, and he says, "Okay, Marsh Gate. What's the rough size of this place?" And from memory, you give them your description. It's like 20 feet wide or 30 feet wide and so many feet deep and maybe a couple stories on the outside and that kind of stuff. You give them your description.
Yeah.
And-
How many acolytes were inside, out of character? There were about half a dozen or a dozen?
You saw 3 the first time you went, but they seemed, and it was during the day, and they seemed to be pretty comfortable with people coming through as acolytes or claiming to be acolytes that they didn't know at all. So there's maybe you don't know how many roll through there on a fairly regular basis, but they didn't bat an eye at you guys saying that you were connected with the sect.
Yeah, they're either greenhorns or there are a lot of members.
Yeah.
Which begs the question, do we set up shop pretending to be them, to cut off the drugs and kill anybody that comes through? That may be too much.
Yeah, he says, well, that might be hard to disguise. But, you just want to make bodies disappear? How many do you expect?
I would say we've only seen the 3 of them, but judging by their judging by what they say, they imply that a lot of people come and go. So I would say let's go for the higher ends. Let's say around a dozen,
Okay.
maybe a bit less, 10.
All right. And have you taken care of the extortioners?
Out of character, does he mean the gate guards?
No, he says the extortioners specifically. And just by the silence and probably the looks on your faces, you're all looking around. He says, "Whoa, I see you don't understand how things work on the Street of the Gods." The Extortioners Guild basically run a racket where they every temple pays a fee.
Well, this temple's going to disappear, and potentially another one's going to set up shop, so we'd rather not get involved with the extortioners.
So the revenue stream will continue for the extortioners?
Or somebody else will set up shop if the other temple doesn't take it.
Yeah, this could be a lucrative revenue stream for whoever's got his hooks in there. I don't. The Extortioners Guild is kind of beyond my area of expertise.
I can't imagine.
I can make
storefront.
I can make inquiries for you though.
I can't imagine the extortioners are getting much from this group. They're handing out drugs.
Yep. Well, you said it right there. If they're handing out drugs, it might be a fairly deep revenue stream. How was the how frequently was this church attended? Did it seem like it drew some crowds?
There were hour-long lines last time we checked.
Yeah, it's probably.
I didn't see any tithing. I just saw taking.
I see. All right. I will. Are you going to do this? It has to be tonight.
It doesn't have to be, but preferably, we would rather them not know of of their leader's demise.
I see. Well, I am free to organize something for the midnight hour. I could probably arrange for several lookouts for you to make sure that you're not interfered with, and to make sure that things are cleaned up afterwards before before the dawn.
That sounds good. And the matter of pricing would be?
Let's call it you owe me a favor.
Favor? You do not want coin for this?
I'll take care of it. You've kept my revenue streams alive by doing what you did for Lord Danal. And on the night that we met, and I believe I did owe you one. So we'll go back and forth on this. You'll owe me one after this. I'll see that my men are taken care of.
Arthur just nods and looks at the rest of the party, see if they agree with this arrangement.
Yeah, we put my hand out and shake on it.
Okay. Nothing
Reasonable
that
favor.
wouldn't ask you to do anything that would go against your nature. I think I've got a pretty decent read on you. And I think you've got a pretty decent read on me.
Hey, you brought us a charcuterie board. I appreciate it.
Wow. Who doesn't like a bit of cheese every now and then? So, let's see here. Gets the name, the address. He says, if you have your work done by midnight, I'll make sure my men are there.
Okay.
Well, it seems we're on the clock then.
What's
Just smiles like the rest of the party.
The sun's just gone down. I've got a little bit of time. You should know that Maria's hunting again. She's normally I spend my nights on the riverfront looking out for signs of her predations. I've tracked her somewhere to the northern half of the riverfront, but it's slow going. I've only caught sight of her once, and it was only for a brief moment. She keeps the same appearance, but she's like a ghost in the night.
Do I smell pie? No one. I'm sorry. Thought that was obvious.
He says she has the uncanny ability to blend into the mist.
Yeah. She's next on the list.
Yep, we saw that. Firsthand, we saw her do that ability.
So,
Any help going after her is appreciated too.
well, I'm mostly have it with Lord Danal in mind, but perhaps we could join forces on that one.
Let's curtail this cult, and then let's get rid of that type of influence over the city.
Okay. You'll I'll have when you guys go to enter, I'll make sure that a couple of my men make themselves known so you know that we're on the job.
That sounds good. We should get moving. Time's ticking.
Okay. So we've got about 6 hours now, 5 hours.
Yeah. GM,
Yes.
out of character, what was the name of Rakkenash's guild again? I forgot for a second.
The Slayers Brotherhood.
The Slayers Brotherhood, that's what it was.
Let's see here. And the Slayers Brotherhood is one of the biggest guilds in Lankhmar. here.
So when it came to favors, we owe him a favor.
Yes.
Not the guild a
Yeah.
favor. There's a
Yeah,
difference.
he owed us a favor, and now we owe him a favor.
Yeah.
We're swapping favors.
Swapping
Boy.
favors back and
Fine.
forth.
Versus owing the guild a favor.
Yeah.
Right. So
We
personal-
pay favors by
Yeah.
owing other favors.
Right.
The Slayers Brotherhood. Slayers Brotherhood is a guild of assassins and thugs. Their compound comprises of 3 buildings, the most impressive of which is shaped like a sword. A special raised area around this building is kept razor sharp by the guild's apprentices. It's always sharp enough to draw blood from any Lankhmar who carelessly brushes up against it. The knife-shaped building is the central headquarters of the Slayers Brotherhood, and let's see here. It stands four stories tall, has a round tower. It's pretty prominent building. If you've been down Carter Street, or you've been down Horror Street, you've seen it. It's right here. It's one of those buildings that, if you've been in Lankhmar and you've walked around, you've seen the Slayers Brotherhood guild house, and it's ostentatious. They want people to know that this is where the guild does business. As far as you know, Rakkernash is kind of like Lord Danal's fixer. He's got him on retainer. He had Rakkernash out looking for Maria on the night that you guys all met. You don't really know if he was looking for Maria or if he was looking for the extortionist who was shaking Lord Danal down. But anyway, he was out there on Danal's business, and you think that he's pretty much privately contracted, much in the same way that Popov was through the Sorcerers Guild. And you think a lot of times that's how the wealthier citizens do business. And you know that Lord Danal is a pretty high-ranking member of the Money Changers Guild. None of that has anything to bear on any preparations you might want to make. It's just the way the world works, as far as guilds and money changing hands and that sort of thing.
All right. So having a vampire in the city is probably bad for business for them too.
It's bad for his bosses, for business, for his boss specifically.
Especially with the influence it can exert on people.
Yes, absolutely. And especially with possible relations being what they are.
All right. Well, we've got something to do after we dissolve this guild as best we can.
All right. So, to refresh your memory, you guys feel free to make any preparations you might want to make.
Mage armor before we get to the building.
To refresh your memory, that's what the building looked like. Do you want me to have you guys divvied up any of the loot or anything like that? Want me to do that? Do you want me to sell? Do you want to sell any of this stuff that you might have? Or do you have anything you want to maybe want to take?
Where is that? That's under
Yeah, you mean in our party sheet, correct?
Yes.
party.
Fresh out of the swamp. There are some things that you guys haven't really looked at either, such as Veltargo's prayer book.
I was going to say, wouldn't that be useful on our war priest?
Actually, it's useful for probably Luna too. You guys could learn spells from that.
Yeah, you are prepared casters.
The when you start learning to cast spells via a fouler source, such as Valtargo's prayer book, you have to worry about the negative effects of black magic, because you're definitely tapping into.
Whatever. So, like, read magic to see what spells or how it
Yeah,
works? Or...
absolutely. Yep, for sure.
Okay.
And
Let
you
me
can
check.
learn these spells, and keep in mind that when you start casting these spells, you're tapping into like a pretty foul source.
I'll wear deodorant.
You might need some. You might need some tomato for that. Tomato soup.
Do we want to go around the back door and go through that way and catch them, or do you want to go through the front door and just?
I thought our plan was to
disguise ourselves
because yeah, I thought the plan was to pose as members of the Tsathoggua cult because they were very accepting of it last time. Then
I mean,
again,
it's after hours. I mean, we can see if the doors are open, but I don't know. I think surprise. I don't know. We need to disguise ourselves if we're going in to eradicate the place. Maybe we could distract them by wearing their, stuff. Get a surprise round on each one as they encounter them.
not a bad idea. I like it.
Do we want to split into two, front, back, or just... I like the idea of the back because nobody's going to see anything.
I'd rather us stay together for the most part.
So looking at the map, there's a staircase that looks like it's outside. Where does that lead?
That leads up to maybe the second floor of this building, maybe another apartment above it.
We don't want anybody escaping.
You did.
Window.
You guys did exit out the back door the last time you came, and it led to an alleyway, which led to another couple alleyways, which you think might lead to. It's like a slum that kind of attaches to Zed's apartment that he's fairly familiar with.
It might be best to enter through there so we cut off their escape. If they want to escape, they'd have to go through the front. They'd be more easily trackable that way.
I'm thinking there's two doors on the back. There's the one with the table there, and then the stairs. So I don't know if there's a way to make sure they can't get out. There's also a window down there. But do we set some sort of trap at the stairs and then go in through the door, or we lost our trapper, didn't we?
I will ask. Didn't we saw Rackernash's men? Correct. We're looking out for us.
Yeah. When we get to that point, they'll make themselves known.
Oh, okay. Oh, we're not there yet. We're just
You guys are just planning. This also, if you want to just take this map here and stash it in your in one of your hot slots. That's the neighborhood behind Zed's apartment. The this here. That area represents that there, and then Zed's apartment is just to the bottom left of that. You've all been there, and the alleyways connect with the alleyways that lead up to the temple.
How many guys do we think are in here?
You guys are guessing right now. Anywhere between 3 and a dozen you've guessed so far. And
I'll kick down, smash him in the face. I don't care.
you can set up your spells too. I gave you guys an overnight rest so you could specifically set your spells. The time spent in Ningobble's cave counted as a couple days worth of rest. So
Are these guys evil? Do we know, or are they just
They're
thugs?
they're they're the ones who kidnap people,
They're
give
servants of
drugs,
Chautauqua, and they sacrifice women on altars. Dark God. I assume they're
and
not morally great.
they summon slags, and they're the ones we've
Yeah.
been fighting in the swamps. So I consider them not
Well,
Amway.
protection from evil it is.
I assume. I think evil is the most logical conclusion.
It wasn't a moral question; it was a mechanical one. God damn it!
Yeah. Well, the morals. Well, your mechanics are fighting against their morals. It kind of was a moral question.
That's awesome.
Pro evil is probably good.
So I tell everybody I can buff up and I can probably clear most of this place. So you guys, somebody guard the back door, and I'll just go in there and beat the shit out of them.
Roll in strong. That's Luna's MO.
Maybe Bakai should do that.
I'm a wizard.
I think we should all have a little bit of fun here. There might be some things to salvage in the building too.
It is hard to seal your wounds if I am too far away.
We'll do it as a team. If you want to lead the way, Luna, lead the way.
Sure. Let's see. Yeah, this can be good. 1, 2.
So we're busting in like a straight team. Got it.
All right, let's put some minis on
Well,
maps here.
Let's see if we can't open the lock surreptitiously first. I think. I have? Yeah, I have thieves' tools, or Bakai has thieves' tools, so we could probably. We want to be in the back, but we could probably get in quietly.
So you've got the Street of the Gods, which is what this face is on. It's probably about, let's call it like this wide. See that line that I just drew at the top?
On which map? There.
Yes.
Missing.
So there's people milling about, and then there's also you've seen a couple gentlemen. They've got like a cart, and it's like a hand cart, and looks like a bunch of upholsteries of some sort rolled up in the back of the cart. The cart looks more long than it does wide, so it's maybe useful for bodies, and they kind of give you a nod.
A temple cart?
Yeah, or a bring out the dead cart.
So it's night, right?
No, they've contracted the Slayers Brotherhood for the cleanup.
Oh, these are cleanup guys. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
So what time of day is it now?
It's getting close to midnight.
And are there any lights on inside?
There is a light on inside, and you can see they've got the doors are closed, and there's a couple windows to the left and right that are there's curtains, but you can definitely see like a low, almost like candlelight on the inside. And what's that?
Stories?
What's that?
2 stories?
2 stories tall, yeah. You think that the top story, part of it might be the temple, but part of it might be, it looks like there might be an apartment on top of the actual storefront of the temple.
Mm-hmm.
We want to come in through the back. Let's ask the cart people to make sure nobody comes out. Well, how do we say this? We probably...
Yeah, you guys are responsible for everybody inside. They're responsible for the cleanup. That was the the arrangement.
Oh, I see all the sparrows.
All right, so let's sneak around the back of the building.
So we're just gonna do a smash and grab, homeless killing type of thing.
Let's sneak in. We can pick the locks, sneak in as best we can, and then kill and grab. Yes.
Okay, well, I'm going to cast my spells, and they don't last long. So once I
Well,
cast them,
Sorry for flooding the chat log.
It's okay. As far as people around, there's probably about a half a dozen just out of their mind, drug-addled hangers on. They don't look like they're any condition to even know that you're there.
so they shouldn't know anything in the alley, right?
There's a couple laying out back there, and there's several more on the stoop out front.
Can we encourage the ones in the back, unless they're passed out, to vacate the area?
Absolutely. Just shoot me a diplomacy check.
Who's got a good diplomacy?
all right.
I give a
Yeah, that's
little encouragement.
show the flash your holy symbol and
There you go.
20.
tell them to come back tomorrow. No problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so this lasts a long time. When the lock starts getting picked, then I'm going to cast my spells that last 3 minutes.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Let me.
Mm.
I
I
put
don't think
mage
I have
armor
any-
too.
I don't think I have any pre-buff spells. I'll check.
Let's see.
Nope, everything I have is a spur of the moment type of spell.
Armor. Okay, where's the?
Question: can I ready a bloodline power and still move afterwards? Or do I have to be stationary? Keep that readied.
I don't know.
I'm kind of asking. I don't know. I'm just kind of asking you as a DM question what you would rule it as.
It would depend on the circumstances, I guess. What is it? A full round action, or is it a single
It's
action?
just a standard action.
Okay, yeah, it's a standard action. If you want to, you can. Once the lock goes click, assuming that it's locked and you guys are picking it. Once it goes click, everybody can do a full round of actions and before the door opens. Sure.
All right. Well, the guy
Yeah.
leans down and picks the lock.
Okay, so the door is locked.
That was my pick lock thing.
Let's assume that she finally gets it. But what I want to do is, yep, that'll be fine. That's more than sufficient for this this lock. It's basically a little more than a slide lock.
Okay.
The lock
So
goes. The lock
put a
goes.
credit card in.
Yep. The lock goes click. Take your round worth of actions.
2 steps out of the way for Luna.
Yeah, I have 8 of these. I may as well. I'm gonna go ahead and have my blur for 3 rounds.
Boo, boo, boo.
I'll apply that to myself real quick.
Okay, and Luna's actually been. You've been through here. You know it's kind of tight coming out. It's like in modern terms, it's like a tenement sort of back room to like think of like a shawarma shop or something like that. They've got little kitchen and then like a little area for storage and stuff like that. Then there's like a back door. It's kind of tight out here. It's more open in the front.
Okay, so enlarged person, I wouldn't fit.
You would fit, but it would hamper your movement right away. You know that once you're in the kitchen, you'd be fine.
We need to find people before we get too many spells up and going.
Dude, dude, dude. Dude, 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 dude.
I have
Yes.
8 uses of body shift.
Okay,
May as
so
well use
time out.
Just
That's
do it.
round 1. What other spells is everybody doing?
Message
Oh.
and the targeted individuals, so not Bakai and not Luna, because I can only do 3.
Okay.
Ray is flat-footed, I see, in the combat tracker.
Huh, how about
Must be a leftover from.
she's not wearing heels today.
No,
Ah, there you go.
there we go.
Probably smart.
Anybody else?
All right. No, we've already cast our mage armor.
Mage armor got all your prep spells. So you got like a prep spell that you want to do in this round and then take a movement.
Nope, I'm going to react as it goes in. She'll follow. I'll wait for the other folks to go in, and then I'll come in towards the back.
Okay. So Luna, when you get to there, you kind of slip through the. It's not even really a door so much as it is almost like a drapery hanging down between the kitchen and almost like this back hallway where they keep a couple things like a couple barrels of water and that sort of thing. And you can hear from the main chamber. It's like a droning chant, like a and it sounds like it's in unison, probably a half a dozen voices. It's loud enough that you can make it out clearly here, despite the swinging door, which is just ahead of you, that leads out into the main quote unquote temple or reliquary or chapel or whatever it is. It's nothing more than 20 foot by 25 foot storefront with a little makeshift temple and then that picture of the god.
So they're on this level, the people chanting, not
Yeah,
upstairs?
they are beyond the kitchen. The kitchen door is right here, right there.
Okay, so do. And I'm gonna peek through. Let me be Mr. Stealthy, because I'm a wizard. Look at me.
Nice shot.
You move pretty silently.
Nice dude right there.
Crunch.
Okay, so what you see, you peek through, and there's a man standing right there, and he's in the throes of some kind of he's having some sort of mystical revelation. You think that there might be some kind of drug involvement. He doesn't notice you at all. You see people laying on the floor. They look like they are supplicants, probably drug addicts from off the street, and they're laying on the ground and they're writhing in either ecstasy or pain. It's hard to tell. You get a quick glimpse, and it seems like there's a fair amount of them, maybe at least a half dozen, and there seems to be some sort of ritual going on.
Boy. Are we worried they're going to go out the front door? I come back here and tell the party.
Just take them all out.
Okay. So.
All right, so let's get in position. Is that?
All right, let's start round one. Let's give me initiative rolls.
Is this like a surprise round, or?
Yeah, we could do a surprise round. Your stealth was more than sufficient.
So.
Decent roll.
Is that a sleep spell you're doing there?
Possibly. I'm seeing how it fits when we do my.
Okay.
So
if you are doing a sleep spell, the DC is going to be 3 points higher because of what's going on right now. So it's like you get a bonus of 3 on the DC.
Oh, well, shit! I like that. Okay, so I'll get these 1, 2. I'll get these 4 turkeys.
Okay, so we got a total of 4 hit dice that are. It's a maximum, I believe.
Yeah.
Is that the maximum?
It is.
Okay.
So, so the DC is now 16. He failed. I'll just roll it on everybody, and then you tell me who.
It's got to be more. What's your normal DC? It's only 13. Okay. So yeah, it is 16. So you get 2 of them for sure.
Okay, let me see. No. What?
You get the indoctrinated and overtaken slave number 1.
No, that's stop up. This is weird. My intelligence is 18, so that's fine.
Yeah, so it should be more than. So it should be 15. Should be 18.
Yeah.
Okay, so it gets the lowest hit dice first. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, so let's see, and closest to the center, which would be. So you can put helpless on indoctrinated number 4 and indoctrinated number 1, or overtaken slave number 1. Pardon me, overtaken 4 and overtaken 1.
Overtaken 4. Overtaken 1. Okay.
All right, so that's the surprise action. Does anybody have anything else that they want to do before?
I'd like to move in there.
Okay.
If I can.
Yeah, for sure. You move in.
Yeah, I'd also like to move in to a decent position.
Okay.
Yeah, I have mirror images up, so everybody sees there's a shitload of me.
It's like a
Yeah.
shifting kind of mirror, kind of.
Yeah. I got my body shift, which is just blur, so
So what happens if
Oh,
all those
weird.
Luna become giant Lunas?
That'd be cool. That's going to scare people. That's the
it's gonna
goal.
be a lot of giant lunas.
All right. So we've got round number 1. Asami is first to go.
Okay, well, I'll start us off with a bardic performance by whistling.
Yeah, so 4 and 1 are
Uh,
completely asleep right now, correct?
Yes, 4 and 1. Well, as far as you know, maybe number 3 is asleep too, but it's hard to tell.
Mm.
It's a ritual of the god of dreams, so it's quite possible they were already asleep.
I think that gave everybody an effect, so go kick their ass.
All right, so this is going to be a -5. Oh, no, actually, -5 for this.
Yeah, I had a -4 intelligence and wisdom. Has that been fixed?
Oh yeah, you got touch of idiocy. It was just a spell effect that lasted for an hour.
Okay. 'Cause I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah, they
I got
they critted you with the touch of idiocy spell.
okay.
Okay, unaware. Arthur.
All right. So I think those indoctrinated ones are more dangerous. They're likely the spellcasters. Can I even target number 1 with a
No, you
like
can't.
a ray attack?
You can't see him right now. I mean, Luna just kind of shifted through a curtain, kind of thing, and popped her spell off. You don't even know
Well,
that he knows you're there yet.
Well, I'm gonna try and squeeze in a little closer, just so I can get in there next turn if I have to.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go ahead and ready a blinding ray, but I'm not gonna be able to use it quite yet.
Okay.
Also, why is my blur still? It's only 3 rounds. What? Oh, weird. Whatever.
Okay. Luna.
It's Luna. I'm the fighting wizard who just cast spells. Oh, come on. Yeah. I'm going to put a pit right there.
Okay.
So. And the DC is 3 higher?
Well, they're helpless, so good luck for them to make saves, reflex saves. I don't think they can.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's taking that into effect. I think they
Okay.
need 20s.
So he takes that. He takes that, and they're in a let's see, 10 feet deep.
Okay, and they wake up from the damage, I
Yeah.
believe. Yeah.
And then, if this overtaken 2, indoctrinated 1, and overtaken 3. If they end their turn next to the pit, they have to make a save or they fall.
Okay, cool. Let's see here. Overtaken 1. I'll just take the helpless off him for now. They call out as they crash to the bottom of the pit. Oh!
What happened to my competence?
Because
Oh.
it was Inspire Courage, and so I clicked the wrong button, so
Oh.
I'm fixing it. I was hoping to do it unnoticed. I failed my stealth check.
Any movements or anything, Luna?
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Also, if you're giant Luna, shouldn't your token be bigger?
She's
Not
gi-
giant.
Not
Oh,
giant
you're
Luna.
not giant yet?
No.
Multi-Luna.
She's maneuverable
Uh,
Luna.
You're many Luna. Got it.
Let's see. Can I want to? How do I? There's 2 front doors. Yeah.
Yes, double doors. Actually, there's 2 double doors. They're mostly this looks like there might have been a storefront at one point.
Okay. Apologies. I want to move the pit over a little so they can't get to the doors.
Okay, cool. Let's. I'll put helpless back on 4.
Yeah, and put 3 damage on this other guy.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I will. I will teleport there.
Okay. So you pop into the room. Shift if you will. Overtaken slave number 4 hasn't woken up. He's got to make a reflex save. I don't think that's enough. He slides into the pit. He takes the D6.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
Ah.
All right. He lands with a thud and a shout. Overtaken slave number 5. Same situation.
Everyone's fallen in.
It's gonna get crowded in that pit.
Yep.
We didn't even need to hide the Slayers brother for this.
This pit might save their lives. Zed.
I just merely position myself in a bit further. I'm done.
Okay. All right. So everybody at about the same time seems to snap to attention. You notice the priest who was there was 2 priests leading the chant. Now that you've got into the room, Luna, and they were in front of 2 different curtain doorways. Both of their eyes open up almost simultaneously, and you can see that the dreamers or the drug-addled people laying on the ground in the throes of these fits start to sit up at the same time. And this one here stands up and takes a step over. So now he's conscious but he's not aware of the pit. He falls in. I'll leave him out so you can drop the damage on him, and then I'll chuck him in the pit. All right.
Maybe you should put them like kind of halfway between those squares so we can tell, but they're not overlapping.
There we go. It's a good idea.
So we can know how full it is.
Avis.
Okey-dokey. Whee.
Crush them.
Moves. That's where the door is. It's weird in between spot.
Yeah, there's the door is more like just an opening in the wall. It's got a curtain in front of it, and you just watch Luna just almost like disappear through it without affecting it. You can definitely see the dude on the other side.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna smack him in the back of the head.
Yeah, he looks like he's just coming around to what's going on, and you strike at him. That's a hit. And that wounds him. He shouts in pain.
That is all I can do.
Okay, this guy here, he's got to stand up from prone. All these guys in the pit have to stand up from prone. And they only have one action. Like, I'll explain it to you after. Bakai.
Okay, Makai goes in, past the guy. I'm assuming no attack of opportunity. Over to the other guy.
Yeah, he
If she
hasn't.
can-
He has acted, but
If he wants to have an attack of opportunity, go for it.
Don't stand next to the pit.
he doesn't
You'll fall
have.
in.
Yeah, he doesn't have a weapon out. So you burst past him, and he shouts. Yeah, and right there is it's like a hole in the ground where the floor used to be, and it's full of these dreaming supplicants.
There, she climbs on top of the altar.
Okay.
If she can swing down, she'll use her friendly sword. If she can't, then he's done.
Okay. So let's do an acrobatics check to get up on top of the altar and be in a safe position from the pit. That's good enough. Yep, that's plenty. So you're up on, yeah, so you're basically not on the floor beside the pit, so you're safe right now. Although you could get pushed into the pit.
Okay.
Okay,
We'll
and
risk it.
yep, and you can attack. Indoctrinated dude number 2. It looks like he's reaching for some sort of weapon, maybe a short sword.
Yeah, she missed. We're good.
All right, round 2, Asami.
Can I should be able to get past Avis up the stairs, right? Like
Yeah, definitely.
Take a peek if anything's coming around from upstairs. I assume the stairs goes up, right?
Yeah, stairs go up.
Yep.
From
From this point, do I see or hear anything?
You don't see or hear anything from up top. You do hear commotion in the front room now, where before there was just the strange droning chants.
Yep. I'm confident my companions have that under control this time. The performance has lingering effects, so I don't have to redo that. So I guess there's really not much to do right now to help till we can get through the bottleneck. So go get them, team.
All right. The indoctrinated of Tsathoggua draws his short sword. No, he doesn't. Yeah, actually, he does.
Good.
Draws a short sword and swings it at Luna. So
Gimme.
it's a miss. Arthur.
Okay. You said this little spot, the door, it has a curtain over it, you said?
Yeah, it's open now.
Yeah. Oh, it's open now.
Yeah, Avis is swinging a sword through it. This guy's backed into it.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's open now, then that's
Yeah.
excellent. Hmm. Do I want to make this man fear me, or do I want to take away his eyes? Let's. I haven't tasted fear in a while. I'm gonna go ahead and target this man with a good old cause fear. Let's see, where is it? There you are.
Okay.
Did it? It didn't actually roll frightened. Hold on. So that is. What was that? How many rounds was that? Let me check.
Let's see here.
Oh, rough. Three
Three.
whole rounds
Three
of frighten,
rounds.
yeah. So I'm gonna flood his mind with, well, kind of based on what he finds scary. Whatever he finds scary, he's gonna be seeing very soon.
All right.
Rainbows and unicorns for sure.
Yep. And I believe that is, yeah, it's the end of my turn. I will make sure that he is frightened for the moment. Go ahead and spend one of my slots on that.
Okay. So overtaken slave stands up from prone. You get an attack of opportunity if you wish.
Yes.
He's not armed specifically. Looks like he's going to attack you with his fists.
Good move, buddy.
And it's a miss.
Oh. Shit happens.
So it's got you in the flank now. So I'm
no.
adding 2 to this.
No, anything but that.
So 17?
No.
Okay. This gentleman here steps away from the pit, and much like Luna, now there is 3 images of him.
Oh, snap. Look at this guy. I want your spell book, buddy.
Oh no, our war priest.
Give me your spell book, buddy.
Luna.
I want your spell book. Does he have a weapon out?
He does. He's got a short sword in hand that he was able to draw while moving. So he's at least got a BAB of +1.
He's a powerful dude.
He's a spell slinging son of a bitch.
I wanna. Yeah. Man, how many images? 3?
3 image. So there's 3 in total. So it's 1 is him and 2 are copycats of him.
Ta-da.
I get +3 on this. I'm gonna put him to sleep.
No longer +3. It was +3 while the dream ceremony was going on.
See. Oh, let's see. 1 sec. Let's see. Mischance. Does True Strike get through mirror image? That's a mischance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or no?
It's you're still rolling a D3, right? On the roll of 1, you get the intended target. 2, 3, you get the image. Same as a mirror image.
So, but if I cast True Strike, it says it gets
just
rid of a mischance.
It just gives you. I think it just gives you +20 to hit.
I don't know if it technically counts as a mischance. I think mischance is mostly stuff like blur.
Yeah. Additionally, you're not affected by the mischance that applies to attackers. Whatever. I will. I want to take this guy out. I'm going to go.
Are you casting defensively?
No. Yeah. No. You can hit me. Go ahead. I'm gonna sleep.
Okay, so they've technically got you in a flank now. So let's go with slaves attack first.
Hit me. Hit me. Nope.
And indoctrinated. Oh, he's frightened.
Okay, so here we go. Good night.
Okay. Helpless.
It worked. Yay. Go ahead, turn. Then there, and then I'll go. I'm just gonna stand next to him. What's up,
Okay.
buddy? How you doing? I want your spell book.
So as you're staying against that wall, you're up, you're over the altar. That curtain there, you kind of brush it aside as you're kind of running to the corner.
Yeah.
And inside of that chamber
A dragon. A troll.
is a grayish humanoid creature, seems almost unfinished, with a narrow head, gaunt limbs, and a sinister noseless face. You've seen these guys before. This is the same looking thing that Naka turned into.
Oh shit.
And you know it to be a doppelganger. And it looks like he's just coming out of some sort of mind link with all these overtaken slaves. Basically, humans he's kind of turned into zombies.
Okay, everybody, we got a doppelganger here. I got him.
All right, so overtaken slave number 4 is in the pit. Stands up. 5, also pit, stands up. Zed.
All right. Well, I don't know what's out there. So my action that I was planning on doing was coming here, watching the window and the doorway and any activity out back. So I will continue that since I don't know the doppelgangers there.
All right, excellent.
And don't forget messages up so we can easily communicate within 130 feet of each other.
Yeah. That was what I had planned on doing. So I'm guessing this just happened before I got a message.
All right. Draws an AOO.
Oh, I like that. Actions.
Sorry, he draws a...
Draws an AOO from Bukai and Luna.
Excellent.
Oh,
hit.
Okay.
Oh.
I wish you didn't.
That's bad. And 2 strikes at 1 on Luna and 1 on Bukai.
Good luck.
Good luck, buddy. Need a 20.
Need a 21 on me.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he got it.
And he is on the floor next to the pit. Technically,
Yeah.
so
Boo!
he's fine. Overtaken slave number 6, still in the pit. Avis.
So you frighten the one in front of me, but he's still there.
Yeah, he's still there. He's frightened. He hasn't moved. He hasn't taken his turn to run away yet. You can smell the fear on him.
Yeah, he's gonna run away. Likely, he'll try and run away anywhere that isn't in obvious danger away from me. But can he even get past this pit to the outside?
He's going to have to make a reflex save.
Yeah. If he can't flee, if he can't flee, then he will fight. Like if he can't find a way out.
He's going to have to try to manipulate the doors, and he's going to have to end his turn there, so thereby making a reflex save.
Yeah.
I mean, I could just stab him.
Yeah, you could definitely.
You could also just stab him. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
probably
I
that
can't
would
just
work.
stab him.
I would just say
probably
walk
just
and get him out of the-
encouraged.
Yeah.
Let's
That would
ma-
work. Yeah.
let's make it a moot point.
That's the button I wanted.
There we go. That's a hit. Oh, okay. So that. So he's just about to dash away, and Avis brings him down with her hooked blade.
I'm gonna tip over him.
All right. Steps into the room, stands over the body, and makes her way towards overtaken slave number 3.
Yep.
These guys have like now that you've seen them for the first time, they look like they're homeless men who have they have obviously been living rough for a while, and their motions are kind of like herky jerky, almost like they're not of their own. Kai.
Tries to finish the doppelganger off. I know it's going to upset our wizard that he's not getting to do it, but
You know how dangerous they are. The one shot from the doppelganger the last time almost killed the Sami.
okay.
Sure, Asami felt relief with that hit.
Can I take a move?
Absolutely.
I'm more worried about the overtake and getting out. Is there a way to go around and get in front of the door so nobody can leave?
There is, but you'll be standing next to the pit at the end of your turn if you do. Unless you like find a corner.
Like if I were to go here,
Yeah, you're still technically next to the pit.
and that risks falling in.
Yes.
All right. Well, then we'll just stay here and move on. I won't delay.
Yeah. A doctor at 2, is he supposed to be helpless right now?
Yeah, he's asleep.
Okay, I didn't notice a second sleep
Wait.
spell.
Doctorate 2 has 2 images and him.
And him, and he's asleep.
Oh. Okay.
It's not a concentration effect.
No,
He's just there.
it's just there. Asami.
Peek inside the room. Like, can I stand here and move the curtain aside and kind of look and see what I see in the room?
Absolutely. You see one of those priests, the same kind of gear that the guys in the swamp had. He's bleeding out on the floor in front of you. It looks like all of these slaves have been contained within a pit, and you can kind of hear them shouting. And you can see Bukai and Luna on the other side of something that they're focused on. You see another one of these priests. The other side of the room looks like he's slumped over asleep, probably magically induced.
Okay, I'll say it looks under control so far in the message so that everybody can hear that. And then I will use a swift action to continue the bardic inspiration. So it should reset from 1 to 3, correct?
Yeah. Another thing that you notice too, you can give me a sense motive check as well.
Okay, it did. Oh, I see. It said it listed it again.
Oh, that's okay.
All right, we'll figure that out.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
that's good enough.
This is pretty much over.
That's what I figured too, but the extra round of plus whatever.
That's okay. Don't worry about that.
Sense motive. Yeah, all's good.
No, it's actually it's just a DC 10. So the drug-addled supplicant who was kind of like moving herky-jerky. You didn't witness it, but he has like a relieved look on his face, and he kind of slumps down to the ground. He's like, no, make it stop. Make it stop.
I think my crew will do that. So I guess you hit next for me. Great, thanks.
And that guy's dying. Stabilized. Arthur.
Judging by the sounds in there, it seems like my party is doing a good job defeating all their enemies. Has Asami, you were up in these stairs, did you actually check upstairs?
I didn't hear or see anything coming down when I was on the landing. I didn't go all the way upstairs.
Hmm. Arthur's feeling a bit brave. He still has that blur for another round. Arthur's gonna go ahead and take a gander up there.
Okay.
See if there's anyone else we need to take care of.
The upstairs is roughly the same size as this kitchen back area here, and it's just one open room, and it looks like there's 6 different cots. Personal effects. It looks like a sleeping area for the priests.
There's 6 of them. Okay.
As far as you know, you've killed 5. Or you've encountered 5.
There's nothing else in this room, I assume?
Just like a regular. It's almost like a flop house bedroom, almost like a shooting gallery, drug house. Just mattresses on the floor, just whatever people have staked out as their living area. And
Yeah, and it's a dead end room. There's no doors in here.
there's a couple windows that face out to the alley in the back. It doesn't seem to be like any specific areas. Like hasn't been fashioned. There maybe is a closet or something like that, but there's no door on it.
Okay. I may as well spend my action rummaging through in case there's anything here worth taking or looking at,
Okay,
and end my turn with that.
sure thing. Overtaking slave number 3 stops fighting what he's doing, and he shouts, "Help! Help!" This guy's still asleep, Luna.
Everybody in the pit. Are they trying to get out? Are they screaming?
Yeah, they're shouting for help now. They've gone from being whoa to, as soon as the doppelganger was slain, they've kind of regained their voice.
Well, I'll tell them, shut up and we'll save you.
All right.
And I'll just say, do we want to get this indoctrinated guy prisoner or just kill him? To the party.
Makai does the finger across the throat.
Okay.
Wait, it's Bakai's call.
Makai is technically not one of us. So.
Yeah.
Well, who would be surprised that would be her answer?
Yeah.
Really?
When Bakai's driving the boat, it's a different dancer.
Well, yeah, I'll just. Can you coup de grace somebody who has a mirror image is asleep?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
You risk the chance of hitting an image.
Yeah,
but
you
try.
No, actually, you can line your spear up and physically touch them, and then drive it through them.
Okay, so this would be an extra. Gosh, it'd be this. Well, it would be.
It's going to be a lot because it's times 3.
No, I'm using my long sword.
Oh, okay.
But it's going to be. Yeah, the long spear in here, there's no room.
Yeah, that's true too.
It would be 6 and 6. 14. Well.
Oh, Jesus.
25.
25, yeah, it's dead.
If you cast mirror image, you're not taking 25 that well.
Unless he rolls a 20. Yeah, he's dead. All right. And the slaves quiet down. And we basically fade out of initiative.
Yay.
Well,
So
is
we
it the
didn't-
one behind me is trying to stabilize?
He might make it through. You can finish him though.
I was just going to touch him with bleed.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll do it.
Oh.
Are we letting people out of the building?
The drug people?
I mean,
Yeah.
They've gone from being almost like a zombie controlled kind of state. From, you can imagine it's either the ceremony or maybe this doppelganger. They seem to come around as soon as the doppelganger was killed. He might have been exerting some kind of mental control over them.
I'll defer to the priest since the priest was wanting to have an alternate way of getting these people out. I have a way of getting them out permanently.
The pit ends after this round, correct? It's 1 round per level.
Yep. So yeah, that's why I'm telling them shut up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If you tell them to keep quiet, they'll listen.
Guy blocks the door.
Okay. So the pit, I think when it resolves, it just kind of disgorges them on the floor, laying on the floor, all around, and they're shaken. They don't really know what's gone on. A lot of them have just been in the middle of this drug-induced dream and have woken up at the bottom of a hole that wasn't there. This is very psychedelic.
Can I detect poison on them?
Absolutely.
This is what happens when you just use drugs, kids. You fall into pits of despair.
Exactly. The
It's bad.
Mental pits, physical pits.
it's poison to the. They definitely have chemicals in their system that are exhibiting effects by lowering their will. So it's the equivalent of a poison. Basically, drugs are basically poisons for the system. So yeah, they're all. It's the same kind of poison too.
Is it distinct?
Yes, it is distinct and quite possibly supernatural.
Make a note of that. Just something to keep an eye out for in the future.
So we're out of initiative. Feel free to.
Yeah, what do I find upstairs?
You find a handful of coins. You find a lot of changes of clothes. Some dirtier than others. Some minor personal effects. You find maybe a couple spare weapons like daggers. I'm sure the odd short sword.
Yeah, but nothing of major importance, I say.
Nothing of major importance.
What's the first look? Or I look and see if this guy is he good looking or is he ugly? The
Who?
guy cast mirror.
Not unattractive.
Okay, I'm looking for a spellbook.
Okay. He's got the same. He's got a very similar spell book to the one that you guys. Actually, no, he doesn't have it on him. It is in the altar. There is one collective group spell book.
Yay.
In the altar, and it has the same spells that Veltargo's prayer book had. But you could probably sell it as a duplicate for a handful of gold rilks.
Okay.
Is there anything in the room that's like a symbol representing this deity?
Yeah, I think I showed you the picture before. Let me see if I can bring it back up again.
So like if it's a banner or a flag or something.
It's definitely a banner. It's like a painting on a canvas on the wall behind the altar, and it is. Where was it? Here it is. Well, without the children in front of it, but.
Right, I remember that image. Yep, definitely. If it's, let's just take it down.
Yeah, you can take it down, roll it up.
I could just burn it for you.
That works. I hand it to you.
Arc is a wonderful thing.
Okay, so these 6 people, 5 of which are slightly banged up from their fall into the pit, they're kind of huddled together, and they just look scared, like they just want to go.
Oh, I didn't murder any normal people.
Well, night's not over.
I got another minute left on all my buffs. Who wants? Let's go kill someone.
There's nobody else in the building, right? Other than these
No,
guys?
no,
So-
those the people who were being used for whatever they're being used for.
I suggest to the priest you give them a speech and send them on their way.
Yeah, she's gonna do little light healing on them. Mending on any of their clothes that are damaged.
Yeah, their clothes are probably beyond just a light mending. They look like they've been homeless and living rough for quite some time. The effects of the drug that they're addicted to, most of the other things have fallen by the wayside. They're pretty unclean. They're pretty disheveled. But while under the effects of the drug and whatever sort of control that they were under, they were pretty much impervious to pain. They were almost zombified without being undead. If you can wrap your head around that.
Okay.
Do we want to send them out the back?
I think it would be safer to do so. Instead of out the front where the cart waits.
So
if they're panicked, I know this won't mechanically help with anything, or if they're like scared or whatever, but I think that like just playing some like nice, pleasant flute music in the background to calm things down might.
There's always a place for jazz flute.
Yeah, make things a little
Yeah.
more cooperative for while she's doing her thing and taking care of them, making them feel safe or whatever.
Yeah,
So,
you can just do a flat out diplomacy check if you want to, just to kind of let them know that they're not going to
I'm
be
a
hurt.
bard. Gotta perform. I could wrap it up with a diplomacy. How effective it is, if that's.
No, that's good. That's that'll take the place of the diplomacy check. I like that.
He's going to definitely implore them to seek somewhere safe within the arms of, Yita, the mother, that she will care for them. They just follow her path, and she can lead them there.
Where is this mother?
Avis I was like, let's walk.
Okay. Yeah, they'll listen. They'll follow along.
Yeah, we're all connected to message. I assume party has told Arthur that.
Yeah, Arthur is connected. I didn't have enough to get everybody, so.
I also have message, so I can connect
Yeah.
the stragglers.
Yeah. So I left out Luna and Bakai because only level.
Yeah, I can connect them.
well, Bakai's connected to me, so it's fine.
Yeah, and we've confirmed that there's no one, like, out of character. We've confirmed there's no one else in this building.
Yes.
And
Yeah, okay.
sweep it with detect magic.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. In that case, while I'm up here, I'm by a window, right? Can I see some of Rakkenash's men?
Not out the back, out the front.
I thought I was.
No, there's
this is the back.
couple
This is
dudes.
the
Yeah.
backside, isn't it?
Yeah, you're on the backside.
Okay. Yeah, in that case, once we escort, Avis was escorting these people to her temple, right? Is that what she was doing? Yeah. Once she's done with that, Arthur's gonna go ahead and signal Rackernash's boys, tell them it's time to clean up.
Okay.
Didn't we sell the doppelganger to somebody last time?
You sold them to Silas Ledbetter. I forget
Can we ask them to take one guy to take the doppelganger to Silas?
It's the middle of the night this time, as opposed to last time. When was it? It was like sundown, right?
Okay. All right. Well, not too concerned, but
What? Silas seemed like the type that would be like, oh, if something interesting comes along, you wake me up.
okay. Well, then I think we ought to, if there's a way, get the doppelganger to him.
Okay, yeah. So if you signal, a couple of the people come over. They've got the cart out front, and Avis is leading those people around the neighborhood to the street, back to the Street of the Gods, and then her temple is probably midway in the Street of the Gods on the north side, not far away from the Temple of Mog, which is the spider god of Lankhmar. So that's a fair distance away. So when she comes out of the alleyway, she can see a couple gentlemen with a cart, and see also Rakkernash comes out of another alleyway, and he gives once the signal's made, he gives a little knock, and you all ready?
It seems so.
Everything go as planned?
Swimmingly. Almost disappointingly so.
Okay. He kind of peeks in. He says, what the hell is that?
That is a doppelganger, good sir.
You hear stories, but don't expect them to look quite like that.
Almost makes up for the low count of people here.
I see. So you need these two gone, and this thing isn't going to come back to life on me, is it?
Yeah.
It shouldn't.
I'll kick it in the head and then say, oh, doesn't look like it.
You could take its head off if you must.
If it does, I'll give you a couple of silver.
Did you guys say that you wanted it, or?
Oh, can you take that to Virus?
Silas Ledbetter?
Yeah.
Okay. You have some sort of prearranged arrangement with them? Or do you want to...
We've come across a doppelganger before, and he was more than happy to take it off our hands.
Tell him it's from us.
All right. You have some sort of preset amount, or... Okay, from you. Okay, good enough. And then you can deal with it in your own time.
You can take 10% of whatever it gives you.
I'm just so happens we're not going that far out of the way of there anyway, so.
Okay. I mean, unless you think we should take it. Could we wrap it in?
If you want to come with us, you can. We can.
What?
We can. You can stop and unload, and we'll carry on our way. We've got a place.
Why don't we do that? We're
Okay.
pretty much done here, right?
Yeah. Okay.
We'll lock
How
up.
long
Put
will it
aside.
take Avis to do the circuit?
Probably won't take her more than 20 minutes or so. Go get them to the temple, get them something to eat, get them settled in.
We'll lock up, put a sign saying temporarily closed. New management coming soon. Or temporarily closed. We'll just put temporarily closed.
Okay.
Lock it up. It'd take about 20 minutes to search the building for the spell book, search the building for valuables and magic,
Okay.
secret doors, traps, whatever.
All right. Done and done.
And we'll go with the guys. Wake up our friend. Offer him a new doppelganger.
Does anybody remember what he gave you for our last one? Was it a potion, wasn't it? Potion of healing?
He gave us something, I don't remember.
It was a potion of cure light wounds, I think he gave you.
It might have.
That's fine.
unless you want something
What a-
else.
Fine. Healing potions are always nice.
Always great in emergencies. I do not remember what he gave us last time, so yeah.
I don't
Probably
remember
that.
either. I think it was this though. If memory serves. Yeah, he comes downstairs in his bedclothes and opens the door and gazes out just as the Slayers men are making their way down Wall Street, specifically on Wall Street, was where he was headed. Rakkernash says they're going to wrap this up. I've got a place to be. We will be in contact soon.
He
Great.
just kind of waves at him.
Yeah, so we'll follow up with you about the lady by the river, you said?
Yeah, we'll take that up in a couple nights, I think.
Okay.
I'll lay out what I've got and where I've looked so far.
And we'll stock up on all the silver we can get.
I see you've improved your methods. It's nice to see. That mess at Popoff's, that was... I didn't have a lot of hope for you at that point. It's nice to see you've improved. And he gives you a wink and heads out. So Silas
Feel like
says... Oh, sorry.
No, I feel like I should do a response, but I can't come up with anything, so...
Oh, winks
May
is
the
good.
mother keep you.
And also keep you. All right. So Silas is like, "Whoa, inside. This is interesting, too."
Yeah, they appear to be tied to the cult. We'd like to find out, if you could, how is there some conspiracy of these things to permeate? Because evidently there's been a lot of people traveling in and out, and I'm wondering if it's related to this cult. I mean, we shut down this satellite of it. We shut down their local area, but
We're just telling Silas about this? Like
well,
our character?
why not? I mean, I want to know more about these doppelgangers. If there's anything else, I mean, we shut down the cult. So, is there any reason not to tell Silas?
I don't know. I don't think so. He
Depends
just
on how much you trust him.
he's Silas is like probably about a 65-year-old human alchemist. He's pretty famous in the Marsh district as an eccentric brewer of some things mystical, but most things alchemical.
Well, I'll tell him. I think these guys are trying to infiltrate, in a meaningful way into the city. So anything you can do to give us a way to detect them, in any form would be fantastic.
Interesting. So you didn't really tell me about the first time. We just kind of made our arrangements and.
He decorated himself like our friend and shot me.
Yeah, I mean,
We had to kill him.
it's all related to this temple that appears to be tied to mind affecting doppelgangers that are,
I see. There's a lot of this new drug trance is kind of seeming to proliferate in this area.
we may have shut off a local supply, but if more starts coming in, we'd like to know about it.
All right, I will keep that in mind. Like I say, that's not my business, so I don't brew them up. I specifically don't work with that stuff because I believe it's bad for business. But if I find out more, because I've got people in here all the time. If I find out more about it, then I will definitely let you know.
Drugs are bad, okay?
Okay.
It is definitely not a natural poison.
No, it's from what I can tell. I've had a couple samples of it. It looks like it is from some sort of supernaturally occurring element.
Do you have any currently that I could compare the last sense to?
No, but your teammates do.
Yeah, we got plenty of it. Here, have a bottle.
Yes, he says I've never seen anything this pure before. He sets up a whole bunch of beakers and starts the Bunsen burner and umbilicals and all that
Before
stuff.
he heats it up, does it feel the same as the other one with detect poison?
Yes, it feels much more powerful, much more potent, as if this was the raw essence that poison was derived from.
But they got a lower dosage.
They got stepped on, and it's also when you guys made your way out of the temple in the swamp, there was a pond of it, and it was running down the walls of the temple. So, Silas will tell you right now what he believes this to be. He believes this to be ether, the stuff of another plane, another place, bled through into this place. The distilled and congealed essence of dreams.
What would it take to neutralize its effects?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure I even know what it is exactly, other than feels viscous, almost like snot. It's got that alcohol smell to it. It's definitely supernatural. Some sort of primordial essence. What would maybe something to drain its effect? I don't know. Like a wizard might know this, where if there was a magical effect in place, they may be able to drain that magical effect. I've heard stories of things like this. Something like that, perhaps. Perhaps something to purify the element. Maybe a poison cleansing sort of. I might be able to craft something. Maybe an antidote. If you leave me several samples, I'll get to work on it.
There you go.
I make no promises. I don't. This might be beyond my capabilities. Bleed through from places not of this place is not unknown to me, but it's new to me, if you know what I mean. You hear stories of wizards being able to call creatures from other elements, other places. I think this is the liner between places. A barrier, if you will. And this is the stuff that creates that barrier. How it's come to be here at this time, I have no idea. If there's some sort of rift I would imagine the Sorcerer's Guild would probably want to close it. But that's it's not my bailiwick. And he hands you
All right,
over,
well,
hands you over the
I just
potion. He says, "I'll see what I can do with all this stuff."
awesome.
Sounds good. We definitely appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you waking me up in the middle of the night for this. This is exciting. This is the most excitement an old man has had in quite some time.
Again, I feel like there should be a comeback, but I have none.
All right, and we'll cut it off here.
How'd we do on experience?
Let's have a look, shall we? I think we are in good shape.
Over 500 points, maybe?
I believe
482 to be exact.
We shut down
481
religion.
actually.
Let's have a look.
Give us something to do for 2 weeks to plan out. And going against vampires. Ugh.
Like it would be nice. Second level spells for the spontaneous casters here.
Hubba-bum.
Interesting.
Yes. Congratulations.
Ah.
Level 4.
Woo.
Yeah,
Excellent.
buddy.
How did we do hit dice last time? We did roll once. If you go below average, you take average. Is
Yep.
that what we did?
Yep, that's what we did.
All right. All right. Let's go ahead and
Do
try.
that.
There you go.
Wow.
Got yourself
That's
a 6.
really nice. Finally getting a little bit chunkier. I can actually afford to take a hit or two.
Oh, actually, that would have been for me. Makai rolls. What does she roll?
I think Makai might also be a D8 too.
Uh,
Or is she a D10?
I don't know. Let me look. She's a D10. So that I rolled a D8, so that'll be for me, and this will be for Makai. That works. So I got 4, and average is 4 or 5.
I think average on a D8 is 5.
All right,
Yeah.
So 5 and 9.
And
I think-
Avis got direct average.
Woo.
Did we go to classes under character, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
And if you're dragging over, make sure you drag over the same source. It's probably from the I think the archetypes and
Specifically the PFR.
PFRPG archetypes and
I was hoping it's the same one. Yay!
yeah, PFRP class and archetypes. So if you look up your modules, you open up your modules and scroll down, you can click on PFRPG class and archetypes in the left-hand column, and it should open up classes. If you click on that class, it'll bring them up from that source specifically.
And I just drag it on again?
Just drag it right on that same spot where it says your war priest on the front page there.
Got it.
Perfect. Awesome. I think it automatically does your hit points for you. It automatically gives you average. Good stuff, guys.
Yep.
All right. I will I'm going to cut out. I've got a thing going on with my back, so I'm just going to head to bed, but I will leave the room open. I don't have any place to be tonight, so I'll leave the room open for as long as you guys want.
Yeah, I'll update mine between now and next time.
All right, excellent.
All
right.
I'll try and update everything I can right now.
Yeah, for sure. I'll leave the room up for you guys.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, we
automatically does the
gotta
saves
notice
too, right?
honest.
Yeah, it automatically does the BAB, the saves, and it adds any special abilities to the special abilities column, but doesn't necessarily create any actions for them. And it doesn't do anything like your feats or anything like that, or your skill points. You have to do all that manually.